The federal transport critic requested Monday's meeting. He wants to know why taxpayer dollars are being invested in overseas shipbuilding, all while China charges tariffs on some Canadian products.
I find it outrageous that the Crown Corporation, known as the Canadian Infrastructure Bank, is actively financing the outsourcing of Canadian jobs.
BC Ferries announced last month it hired a Chinese shipyard to build 4 new hybrid vessels after a 5-year procurement process. No Canadian shipyard bid on the proposal, and the Canada Infrastructure Bank contributed $1 billion to the deal.
My focus is largely on getting answers so that people can know whether or not their government, remember the government that said elbows up, Canada strong, we can build it together, is in fact actually financing the outsourcing of Canadian jobs.
A Liberal MP for Victoria is in favor of studying the bank's decision and is encouraging fellow committee members not to jump to conclusions.
We need to hear this witness testimony, Mr. Chair, and we need to have the opportunity to reflect on the questions that have been raised. But I encourage my colleagues to stop using BC Ferries and BC coastal communities as a punching bag to make points that we have heard before.
BC Ferries tells CBC News in a statement it selected the most comprehensive bid that provides the best value for customers and delivers these ferries on the time frame they're needed, and that the loan would be paid back to the CIB. BC's Premier says he hopes when the federal committee looks at this loan BC Ferries received, that they also see the difference in how ferry users in BC and Atlantic Canada are treated in terms of funding.
Atlantic Canada has their ferries paid for. In fact, a ferry built at the exact same Chinese shipyard as the BC ferries are going to be built at, had their ferry paid for in its entirety. Whereas the West Coast only qualifies for a loan.
In Monday's meeting, the Transport Committee voted unanimously to call in the federal infrastructure and transport ministers, as well as the BC Ferries and Canada Infrastructure Bank CEOs, to testify within the next month. Michelle Morton, CBC News, Vancouver.